If you're watching content from other coaches that talk about avoidance and it just uses the term broadly, like, hey, avoidance this, avoidance that, stop watching that shit because you are getting all messed up. Hey, I'm Coach Benny, and I hope people get their exes back. And there's 4 different attachment styles: secure, and then there's 3 insecure ones, 2 of which are avoidance. And those 2 avoidance are completely different from each other. At times, they can be a little bit tricky and mimic each other, but the reasons that they do shit are entirely different. So when it comes to avoidance, you have the fearful avoidant, and you also have the dismissive avoidant, and these are 2 completely different attachment styles. And when people talk about avoidance, okay, what are you talking about, bro? Now, when you're watching content from other coaches and it does talk about avoidance, usually when you hear people characterize them, they're talking about dismissive avoidance. So, as a informed listener, you could just sort of like translate the videos that you see from the average person and just assume they're talking about dismissive avoidance. But there's a whole other type of avoidant, fearful avoidant, and a lot of the explanations you're going to hear about dismissives will not necessarily match up to a description of a fearful avoidance. You got to be careful about what you listen to. Many coaches, dating coaches, and ex-back coaches, we're aware of this spectrum of like who's the chaser and who's the runner, right? So we kind of know what's anxious and what's avoidant. And that's what most people are speaking to when they're doing videos. They're saying, oh, avoidance this, avoidance that. In other words, they're the one that dumped you most likely. They're the one that you're chasing. Okay, yes, but the reason why they're running are for completely different reasons. You need to know. The dismissive avoidant feels like they're not good enough. They have this core wound of defectiveness, okay? The fearful avoidant has a betrayal wound. Somebody has wronged them in their past, abuse or trauma, exes, cheating, this kind of thing. And, they're going away for different reasons. Again, when you hear videos about avoidance, they're talking about dismissive avoidance who usually break up with you because of stress, because of conflict, because of escalating commitment, or life events, which kind of, stack up to stress again. But fearful avoidants are going to break up with you because of a trust issue or a perceived trust issue, or you're basically emotionally abandoning them. You're not listening to them. You're fighting a lot, but it's not the fighting itself that they don't like the dismissive avoidant, but it's the not understanding each other. That's the problem for the fearful avoidant. Without this critical understanding of avoidance, okay, you're going to mess yourself up in the things that you're assuming about your ex. And you just got to be careful what coaches you're listening to, because if you're listening to somebody that broadly uses the term avoidance, they're just not educated enough about, attachment style. Now, if you want some help getting your ex back, click into my profile, click this link, set up a call with me, and I'll give a step-by-step plan on how to get them back.